Just to correct one minor thing, there will be 15 jobs in the first year, not 8, but and hopefully many more after that in future years. Reported jobs, that's correct. So anyway, I'll talk more about that as we. The news project, as Carl mentioned, it's been in gestation for quite a long time. It was kind of funny to, I've only been here for a few weeks, and so I kind of arrived, and there was all, kind of a lot of people had a lot of kind of expectations or ideas developed about what this thing was going to be because it had kind of been out there for a long time. So it was a little funny to step into that, but it's been great. I've just been on the job for a few weeks, and generally speaking, almost everybody I've talked to and met with, and the general vibe I've gotten from the media community here in San Francisco has been extremely positive and supportive, and I'm very grateful for that. Now, to talk specifically about the news project and what we're going to do, as I mentioned, the initial plan, there'll be about 15 people in the newsroom. That is anticipated to grow significantly in the out years, but that is the kind of initial startup staff. About half of those people will be reporters. The staff will really have several different components. So one part of it will be what I think of as the enterprise reporting staff, the in-house enterprise reporting staff, which will cover big stories as well as daily news, will cover relatively traditional kinds of beats, the major civic beats as we call them, so politics and public policy and cops and courts and education and environment and healthcare and arts and culture. So those, precisely how we'll do that and how we'll spice it up is not 100% determined, but that kind of core in-house reporting staff will be focused on those big stories, doing those kind of core beats, focused on doing great enterprise journalism as well as beat reporting. I think generally those things go hand in hand. I think it's often hard to do good enterprise if you're not doing beat reporting. So we see those things going together. So that's kind of one main piece of the newsroom. A second very important piece of the newsroom will be more outwardly focused, is the way I think about it. So really working closely with many other organizations, with other media organizations, with individual bloggers, contributors, citizen journalists, all kinds of people who might want to participate in some way in what we're doing. So there'll be several editors who will be devoted to that and really creating hopefully new types of partnerships and alliances, and really working closely with many different players in the community. One of the lessons from New West is that it's not at all adequate to say, okay, well, you can contribute, or we want to work with you, and leave it at that, or do some kind of initial basic deal and kind of leave it at that. For those relationships to work well and to really help to build a great media outlet, those relationships really have to be nurtured, and you have to be very creative with them, and so we're going to devote resources explicitly to that. Now the third piece is going to be the staff that is focused on the website, on our website itself, and kind of the real-time management of that website, innovation in products, both on the web, in mobile products, and other kinds of platforms. One of the things that I think media organizations haven't done very well historically is to really think about the productization of the journalism. So you do the great reporting and writing or shooting or whatever it is, and then how does that express itself? And I think that that's an area where there's a lot of room for innovation and creativity in how you kind of structure and present and productize the news. So that will be kind of a sort of a third leg of the stool, as it were, in the newsroom. Now that sounds like a lot of stuff for 15 people, which it is, but we'll just do the best we can, and certainly a lot of people on the staff, I think, will wear multiple hats in the sense that it's not going to be too siloed in terms of specific functions. Lots of people will be doing lots of things, and that's partly the nature of a startup. Now, I want to talk for a minute about the New York Times relationship, because I think that there's been, at least in some quarters, a little bit of misperception about what that relationship is. This organization was not created in order to create pages for the New York Times. The New York Times is a partner. It's a very important partnership for us, and we will be producing the 2 pages twice a week of content for the Bay Area edition of the New York Times. So the Times is currently producing those pages in-house with out of the Bureau, Felicity Barringer, who's been heading up that and working with some people in this room and others. And we are essentially taking over that from Felicity. That will happen likely in the June timeframe. And so that is one of the outlets for our journalism. The stories that appear in the New York Times will also appear on our website. And it's certainly not the case that that is sort of the product we are producing. That is one of a number of products. The main product will be a website, which we are building.